Teachers joined their colleagues from other areas of the public service in the rally outside Parliament House in Macquarie Street today, which was organised by Unions New South Wales. This was to protest against the O'Farrell government's introduction of legislation which could see cuts to wages and conditions for all people working in the public services of New South Wales. A petition of 15,000 signatures was presented to the Leader of the Opposition, John Robertson.
What it's about is taking away the basic rights of public sector workers to have their claims for fair wages and conditions in this state heard, unfettered, before the independent umpire. The right to arbitration, a right, as I say, that has been around for over 100 years.
Look, I'm really concerned about this new legislation. It could affect our working conditions, things like our leave conditions, our pay. It could make our award meaningless, basically, and there's so much at stake.
Conditions and wages at the whim of a minister. No way. This proposition is rejected by my teaching colleagues. We're ready to stand with our unionist brothers and sisters in order to defeat this, whatever it takes. It's very important to make sure that we stand up against this draconian policy put forward by the O'Farrell government. Effectively what it means is pay cuts in real terms for teachers and other public servants. It also means an attack on our conditions, and those conditions are so essential in attracting teachers to rural and isolated communities.
Not only will this legislation leave teachers with a cut in their real income at a time when, of course, their bills are increasing, electricity charges are going up, when groceries are going up, rent and mortgages are going up, but it will also leave them in a position where their conditions can be changed unilaterally by a state minister. Conditions such as sick leave, face-to-face teaching hours, annual leave entitlements are all up for grabs under this legislation. A minister could decide, for example, that teachers have too much sick leave and just remove 7 or 8 days of that. You could decide that you have to teach a longer school year, and you would have no right of appeal to an independent umpire as a result of this legislation. Public service in New South Wales will clearly be worse off than any other employee in Australia. And on top of that, will be worse off than they would have been had they been faced with the work choices legislation which the Howard government introduced.
It's important that all teachers are aware of the legislation that's trying to be passed in Parliament at the moment, and that it disadvantages teachers in terms of negotiating their own working conditions.
I think it's really important for us to be here today to send a clear message to the O'Farrell government that there's no way we're going to cop anything that's absolutely worse than work choices. I think teachers have already shown the governments what we think are work choices, and what O'Farrell's trying to bring through the Parliament is absolutely worse. So doing away with the independent umpire, getting teachers to fund their own pay increases is absolutely absurd. So it's really important that we stick together.